Hey guys, if you're just joining, you're welcome. So you guys can give me like 5 minutes so I can share the live. When I'm done sharing, we can kick off. We can kick off with the design. So just if you're joining, just indicate in the comment section that you're active. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you're just joining and if you're a new subscriber, please subscribe for more live videos. I'll be doing a lot of live videos, so subscribe to get notified. Let me know if you're active in the comments. You're welcome. We're just starting. Oji baby, you're welcome. If you're just joining, you're welcome, and don't forget to subscribe. I just need like 3 more minutes to share my life. Sorry if I'm taking your time. So when I'm done sharing, at least if we have like 10 members or 7 members, we can kick off. Okay guys, so let's start. Normally it's the size is always 1080 by 1350, and the resolution is always 300, and don't forget is in pixels, not inches. So I'm using pixels for my design. So just go to create. So now let me show you the files we'll be using, which I'm going to be dropping in my WhatsApp channel. So you can join my WhatsApp channel using the link on my bio. So the style, let's see what I used here. Let me switch this off and go to the last part. You can see I used hard light, so let's change it to effect I used. So just blend it. You go to your marks and increase your brush, and you blend around just the sharp edges. Now you can see how I achieved the background. Now let's bring in our picture to our main design. So let's bring in this one and remove the background. So you go to your quick selection tool and you select subject. Once you select subject, you wait for it and you remove the background. Now convert to smart object. So let's reduce this a little bit. Let's reduce it and bring it somewhere here. Okay, so now bring in other pictures. This one, let's bring in this one. We'll also remove the background. You go to your subject to select the image. So let's wait for it. So now we convert to smart object, but I'm not sure. And we're going to also blend it, but let's just bring in all our pictures first. So let's bring in, I think is this one. Let's check. Yes. So select subject and reduce it to make it small. So now that it's small, so let's blur this one. So we've blurred this one, and you come here to click on the max icon and blur this also. Cover, make sure that it's not showing. So guys, if you have any question, you can ask in the comments. You can ask me in the comment and I'm going to respond right away in case you don't understand some things. Okay, now that we've achieved the picture arrangement, let's see if we can bring this small here. Okay, so now let's bring this down a little bit. So now the next thing, you can see that she needs something to stand on here. That's why I used that background. Praise JC Daniels, you're welcome. So this is the background I use because it has some kind of floor effect here. You can see it here, so it makes it look like, yes, she's standing on something. So if you remove this now, it's not going to be like good. So you have to increase it. You have to make it show that she's standing on something. And now let's blur the background. So we're going to leave only the part that she's standing on available, but the rest you can blur them out because it's not really needed. Oh, you missed on the background. The background, it was not really complex. I can show you. Let's switch this off. This was the first background I used. So this is the first background I used, which I was gotten from here. Then I added this one. When I added the background, I brought it here. So let me just remove these marks here. So I changed the effect to hard light. Then I blurred the edges just like this. So that's how I achieved the background. I hope you understand. So let me bring back this floor. Okay, let's switch back all this on. Okay, now she's standing on something. Now what's the next thing to do? Let's bring in this frame like image. So all these pictures was also gotten from Pinterest. If in case you're looking for, you can just search for it and you can get it. So now let me bring this. I had many ideas on this particular picture, but I finally used it as a frame, something like that. So I changed it to screen. I don't think, let's check, what did I change this to? Yeah, I changed it to screen, as you can see here. So let's flip this. You're going to flip it vertical. So when you flip it, you just turn it like this. So you just flip it like this. I wanted it to be, when I was designing this, I wanted it to be behind this woman, just like this, something like this. I wanted to be something like this, but it was not going to show like that. So I just had to make it like a frame, something like this, like a frame, and duplicate it. So let's bring this back forward. So now let's position this well. I think it's still too big, so, and I also think this whole frame showed in the design, so let's still reduce it again, and then let's check. You can see it's showing. So this is the big part. Okay, the big part is not showing. You can see it's just from this part that is showing. So let's increase it till the big part is covered. So let's just bring this back, and I think it's okay now. So let's check. Okay, it's okay now. So the next thing to do is to click on Ctrl plus U. You click on Ctrl plus U to increase the saturation, because if it's dull, the background is already giving some kind of gold vibe. So you have to increase the saturation to match the vibe. After that, you just rasterize the layer, duplicate it, and before duplicating, let us blur these edges first, because these edges are blurred. So let's blur it. So let's blur this area, blur like this, and now let's duplicate. Now we flip it to horizontal and make sure they are on the same line so that it's going to blend. So you won't even notice that this was a double frame. Someone seeing it for the first time will think it's just a single frame, but it's doubled. You just have to merge it at the same place and no one will notice. So that's what you're seeing here. So let's just bring it back a bit. So now what do we do next? Let's add this circle and the font, the happy birthday around her. So let's click on her, click on this picture, then click the layer behind that picture, so that when you draw the circle, it's going to appear behind. If you're just joining, guys, you're welcome. Don't forget to subscribe if you're a new subscriber. If you're a returning subscriber, you're also welcome. So you can let me know your name in the chat. You can let me know where you're watching from in the chat. So let's continue. So let's go to our shape tool and we're going to change this to white and reduce the stroke to 0. And now we arrange it. So let's just bring it somewhere here. It's okay. Now reduce the opacity and the fill to maybe half or something lesser. So after you've done that, you go to your text tool and you hover around the circle shape there to give you the circle text, and you choose a lighter text and you reduce the font also. So let's just leave it at 4. Then you write happy birthday, and click on Ctrl+A, then Ctrl+C to copy, and Ctrl+V to paste. As a designer, you have to know these shortcuts so that work will be faster for you. So I'm sure most of you know all these shortcuts I'm saying here, because it's very important for you to know them. So now you just increase it a little bit. Let it be bigger than the circle. Let it be a bit bigger than the circle you drew. Now what do we do next? We add the text and also the one at her back there. So let's add them. Now first we have to add this happy birthday, and that is at both sides. Let's add this. Let me move this a bit here. Okay, now remember, we also have to treat our images, because you can see there's a big difference. There's a very big difference with this image and this image. You can see how I edited it. So when you write your font, I'm using Montserrat font. I'm going to be writing the names of the font I used in this design on my WhatsApp channel. So we are using size 4. Now increase the spacing to, like, let's say 3120, or lesser, let's say 3000. So let's just write happy birthday. Once you've written happy birthday, you flip it to 90 degrees, or 90.1, roughly 90 or 90.1 is still okay. So you write it, duplicate it, and you move the second one to this place. So now let's change this part to black because it's in a brighter background, so we have to change the color so it will be visible. Now we can see the happy there. Now what's next? Let's bring in what should we bring in next? This star. The star can come later, so let's do this font at the back here. This font is I wrote Olori AB, but it's not really something needed to see, so I just used it for decoration at the back there. So you can just click on her again and go to the back and just write. I used the Bebas font for this one. The font I used for this is called Bebas. So let me show you. This one is just like a long font. There are also many other long fonts I like using, but this is one of my best. I also have Anton font. Anton is also a good font. This one here, you can use Anton too for some of your art designs or any other flyers. So let's just write Olori what? Olori AB. So it's Olori AB. Let's just write AB. So let's increase it. Once you increase it, you bring it here, and I think it's going to be at white because if you put it on overlay, it's still going to be dark. So let's change it to white. Mopel designs, yes, you can still meet up. You can go back and start from beginning, or you can follow us up, then after you can go back. You can choose anyone. So now we click OK. Now let's check if it's going to be good. So you can see the overlay, and I think this overlay is more like is showing more than this one, maybe after the edit. So let's just, and I think we're going to also change the dimension, the direction of this font. So let's duplicate it, Ctrl+J, and you move it down. You can use your keyboard to move it down so you can maintain the straight line, because if you use your cursor you might shift a bit. So just use your keyboard and use the down button. So now hold the Control key and select the two text, and you click on Ctrl T, then right click and choose this skew you see here, SKEW. When you choose it, you hold this middle rectangle dot you see at this place here, you hold it and you move it up, something like this. So it's just, so now we've done that. Let's write her name and also the birthday wish and any other thing needed to add. So let's add her name. I think that font is Aguilera font. Let's check the font. I'm going to be leaving all the fonts in the WhatsApp group, in the WhatsApp channel. So let's check for that font. Yeah, this font is called Aguilera font. So let's write her name. What's her name? Tomike. So let's write Tomike here. I think we're going to switch off this uppercase here, and you write Tomike. Actually, there was something I think I could have added to this text. Let's check our glyphs for letter O. Let me check my glyphs for letter O. You can see there are some styles we can use to this font. So let's just check letter O. You can see letter O here. So I could have used this this style of O that has the star inside. So this is where you come to style your font. There are some fonts that come with extra styles, so you just go to your glyph panel and just look for if there's a style you like, but it's not all font that has those styles, so in case you didn't see it sometime. So this one is too big, so I think it's just for the capital letter. So let's just reduce this, bring it here, let's check. It's still big, so I think this one is supposed to go up a little bit because it's also making me limit the size of the Tomike font. So let's increase this a little bit. So let's put it like this. You can still move it up. Yeah, here is okay. Now we're going to add Adeoye, the second name. So let's just add. I use the Aminute font for this one. You can see I used almost 4 fonts for this design, but 3 main fonts, and the fourth one is just like for the happy birthday that is written small in little letters, so it's not really noticeable. So let's look for the Aminute font. This is the font here called Aminute, so you can just write it Adeoye. I know that there is a style of A we can use for this font, which I like and which I didn't use for my design, which I forgot. So you can use this A, which is really nice. You can see how it is. So if you check, you can see how this A is, but I changed the style and it's really nice like this. So let me let me increase the spacing so it will be. Add the yellow background. You add the yellow background that was in the text. So let's just bring this yellow background. This is the background I use for the text, and you create clipping marks. You right click on it and create a clipping marks. So after, let's just add it here, and now we add the happy birthday here. That I used a lot of fonts for this design. It's just knowing how to use the font that's the problem. So if you know how to use the font, it will not really be noticeable. Almost 5 fonts here. You should not be like me, because using more than 3 fonts or 4 fonts is already not okay. So unless you are really good at fonts, then you can use more than, if you know it's not going to make your design complicated. So for this happy birthday, I use the Cinzel font. I use this Cinzel font for happy birthday. So you just write happy birthday and you bring it here. So you can see that all of the text are still aligned to one line, so it's not like scattered. That's one major thing you have to you have to know. Is it Chuku Samuel? You're welcome. I'm using Photoshop to design. I'm using Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop. You can get it on getintopc.com. Is a website for downloading cracked software, but I can't put it there on my comments because it's going to restrict YouTube. Team are going to restrict me because the site is not a verified app, but it's for the better. You can join my channel. I'm going to send the link of where you can download the software, or you can also join my Telegram. I have the full software there. You can join my Telegram and I send the file to you. So let's continue. Let's bring in our star PNG. All these resources also was gotten from Pinterest. So in case you are wondering where I got them, I got it from Pinterest, but I already did the design, so you won't know how I did it, and I don't think my search history will be available now because I've done some couple of designs before then, so my search history won't show it for me. You can see these are all my histories for today's design I did, so it's not going to be here anymore. Let's go back. So now this is the thing left, this birthday wish, and also we're going to edit our pictures. So now we go to the text tool. You hold it and draw a rectangle. When you hold it, you draw a rectangle and you choose the Mozart font. So you just reduce the font. Once you reduce it, you click on this capital case so that all the text will be on capital letter. Then you reduce the line spacing. Then now you move it to the left, so all the text will be aligned to the left. That's what it's used for. So you can just bring it here. Let's check our previous design. You can see it's below. That means this birthday is up, or yes, it should be up like this because it's too down. So let's bring this one below here. You should also mind your alignment because alignment really matters. No, Adobe Creative Cloud is I don't know how to explain it to you, but they are not the same. Photoshop is completely different. So let me show you how to, if you are confused on how to align your design. So you can use this ruler tool. If you don't know how to bring it out, you can press Ctrl R to activate your ruler tool, and when you bring it, you drag from there. Just go to the tool, the ruler there, and drag from there. So when you drag, you can just put it anywhere so that your work will be aligned. If you are designing and your hand is not straight, you can use these grid lines to give your work a perfect alignment. So let's go back to the wish. Let's just copy this and click on Ctrl C and paste it here. I got mine from ChatGPT, so you can ask ChatGPT to give you any birthday wish, so you can paste. And now this is Roman numerals for 24th August 2025. So you can just paste it here, and you can put it somewhere here, and also we put it also up here, paste it, and we're going to increase the spacing for this one. Increase it, move it to the right, or the left rather. I think the spacing is too much. And when you're done with that, you can add your name. I think we're done, so you can just add your name. Let me just copy mine. So once you add your name, now we have to treat our image. Number one, treat your image, and the last one, to add shadow to this picture. So you can see that this one, there is a little shadow on her leg that makes it look like she's standing there. So you have to make sure you achieve that. So now let's click on her picture, go behind and create a layer. Once you create a layer, you go to your brush tool, and now you choose, these ones are my recent brush, so that's why I can select from here, but normally this is how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be round. Then you can now edit it. Just reduce and make sure it's facing the direction of her shoe. So you just have to adjust till you get the direction. So you can use a straight shadow here, and you check here, if here is not black, you have to change it to black. Once you change it, you can come here, add some shadow. You can just add some no, let's not add this one. Add some shadow. Okay, like this is okay. If you all want to replicate this, you can replicate, because I'm going to be leaving the resources on my WhatsApp channel, so you can replicate. So now, last but not the least, let's edit our image. So we're going to use this as reference. We're going to use this image as reference. You go to our filter and you go to camera raw. So let's wait for our camera raw to open. Now you go to the basic panel, click on exposure, contrast. You can see how it's already giving some detail. Now we're going to increase the clarity, but when you increase the clarity, also mind your exposure, because it can get a little bit dark. So now go to detail and increase sharpening, make it a bit sharp, then click OK. So you can see the difference. So now let's add it to this one. Go to rasterize. Use this if you want to use the same. If you want to use the same like settings for this one, you can just rasterize it and click on camera raw. This top camera raw here. If you click on the last on this one here, it's going to open the panel. So you just click on this one, and now select this one. Rasterize also. So click on camera raw also. You can see now it's also edited. Now let's add this color grading that you see here. So we're just going to bring in, there's one more background I didn't add to this file that I used. So let's go to my download files and use this one. So this is what I used. to give it the yellow vibe. So you go to Gaussian blur and you blur it, and we can use overlay or screen. I think I use linear dodge. Let's check our design. So let's go up and select this. So I used color dodge. Let me see, color dodge. I think color dodge is a bit much for it, so but you have to reduce it very well because it's going to be too catchy. So you can see the difference. So just increase it, something like that is okay. And that's it, we're done. You can see we just recreated this design, even though there are little changes, but that's exactly what I did. And I'm glad you stayed to the end of this video. If you have any question, you can ask now in the comment section before I call it a day. So let me know if you have questions. You are free to ask in the comments. Or if you're okay, you can write in the comments that you are good, then we can call it a day. And I'll be dropping the resources in the WhatsApp channel for you guys to replicate or practice, anyone you choose. Are you talking about Photoshop software? If you're talking about Photoshop software, I can give you my I uploaded the file on my Telegram channel. So when you join my WhatsApp channel from my bio, while sending the resources, I'm going to send the link to my Telegram channel. So you go to my Telegram channel, check the pinned message. There's a link that is pinned on my Telegram channel. That's the link to the Photoshop file. So you just go to the link and download Photoshop. But in case you don't still understand it, I can also send the link where you download it straight from the internet. I'll be dropping all those on my WhatsApp channel, so do well to join now so you won't forget. Fonts is not, no designer really understand fonts. You just have to be consistent to know how to arrange them. You just have to be experienced, and also you have to look for decent fonts. If you're a beginner, start with decent fonts like Mozart, Poppins. You can ask around. These are less complex fonts that designers use for both art flyers and any other fonts. But you have to make sure they are basic. There's Roboto fonts, so make sure that all those fonts are basic. Then once as you go further, you understand how to place your fonts. You understand the placement of your fonts. There are also some websites that can show you fonts, that can show you two fonts that go together, like combination of fonts. There are some websites you can check it out where you can combine two fonts that goes together. So that's fonts. Font is a very key core features in designing, but you just know you have to start from the basic. When you start from basic, you go from basic to professional. That's how it is. Any other question? Let me just save this. So to save, you can click on Ctrl-Alt-S, but it's not really for this. I'm using Photoshop 2023, so that's how I save on Photoshop 2023. If you're using 2023, you have to click on Ctrl+Alt+S. But if you are using something like 2020, 2019, you can just click on Ctrl S to save, and it's going to save. So let me just show you the difference. If I click on Ctrl plus S here, this is my flyer. So let me go to the one I just did now. Let me click on Ctrl plus S. It's going to bring it the option for me to save, but you can see the only option here. There is no picture format here. There's no picture format. So if you click on Ctrl plus Alt plus S, you can see the many formats here. So that's why I use Alt plus S. You can use S if you are saving it as a PSD file. So you choose the JPEG file and you save it. Let me save it as tutorial, and you click on save, and make sure that this is on high quality. You save it as large file. If it's here, your picture is going to be low, so you make sure it's increased to the top. You can see 1.3 MB, but when it's half, you can see through 320 KB, which is very less. So make sure it's at large quality 12, and there's also maximum here. Then you click on OK. So if you go to your downloads, you see your tutorial design, and that's it. I hope it helped, and thank you guys for sticking around with me. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing tutorials and live videos, and I'll see you in the next